Welcome back to another video, and today I will be showing you how I was able to generate my first $10,000 online using this exact same strategy. Now, before we get into the video, I want to mention a few things. This isn't a get-rich scheme and it's not going to be easy. You need to actually take action on everything that I'm actually showing you guys, and that might mean that you might need to send out 200 emails, or you might need to do this for the next 200 hours. If you were to do this step by step, you will eventually see results, but that being said, it's not going to be an overnight success. So I'm going to discuss two different models that you can essentially go down the path of. The first one is obviously the rank and rent model, so R&R, and then the second one is SEO, so more of an SEO agency. Both of them can lead to agencies, however, there are pros and cons that you need to be aware of. So for example, the rank and rent agency, we are obviously building out our own assets. So for anybody that doesn't know what a rank and rent is essentially it's a website that you build for a local business, say for example a plumber, and the website that you're building, you actually own the website. So then once it starts to generate inquiries and traffic, you then rent it out to a local plumber in Manchester or London or wherever. So there's an asset value to that, and essentially say for example the website starts to earn $1,000 a month, you can then essentially sell that website to potentially the plumber, and that is the asset value. So the second pro of the rank and rent is they are easier to close clients. So what I mean by that is if you're sending out 20 emails to plumbers asking them if they want a rank and rent website, they are very more likely to say yes, because you're not really asking for anything up front. Or in my strategy, I don't. You might need to change this strategy. I know that some people potentially ask for a setup fee, then that might be a couple $100. However, in my scenario, I never asked for a client anything. I essentially just started sending the client inquiries, and if they were to convert any inquiries, they would then pay me. So the third pro is less hassle. Now, a rank and rent client, typically speaking, I don't speak to a lot of my rank and rent clients because they just know that I'm going to do a good job. However, an SEO client, because so many businesses have been burnt by SEO agencies, etc., they do have their guard up when you essentially start to pitch them SEO. So you always need to worry about that when you are looking at the SEO side. Now, it's also important that we know the cons of rank and rent. So obviously for a rank and rent website, because it is your own asset and you are pitching to potential business owners and not asking them for any money, you will need some capital. It won't be much. For example, you could very easily rank a website with a few $100s depending on the location and the industry, etc. Now, because a rank and rent is a new website, you will need some time to rank it. So that might mean that you're not earning any money for 2 or 3 months before the website actually starts to generate inquiries from Google. Now, the third con is that it is also client dependent. Now, what I mean by that is if you have a client and he takes, let's say, 2 weeks to reply back to an inquiry that you sent him, that inquiry has probably found another business to go and work with. Let's say, for example, you have a plumbing website and Sandra comes onto the website, she fills out the form saying, hey, I've got a leaky tap, how can you fix this, or how much is it to fix? If your client takes a week to reply back to Sandra, guess what? You probably went with one of your client's competitors and fixed her leaky tap. So you've just lost out on money. So it's very, very important that you actually have strict KPIs with your client saying, hey, if I'm going to be sending you these inquiries and I've actually spent money on ranking this website, I need to make certain that you are replying to these clients as quick as you possibly can. Now, that's super important at this stage. I always say on podcasts and stuff, when people ask me what's the hardest part when it comes to ranking rents, it's actually finding the client. Ranking the website's the easy part. Finding a client that wants to grow their business, that's looking to scale out more inquiries for their business, that's looking to take on more staff for their business, that's the hard part. Ranking the website's the easy part. Okay, let's move on to the SEO side of stuff. So if we were to start pitching clients for SEO work, the pros are that you can obviously earn money quicker because you don't need capital. You're obviously working on their website as opposed to your own brand new website that you would be renting to them. You won't need capital to do this, and there's also demand. Now, the demand side of stuff, it falls as a positive for both of these. So there's obviously demand for more inquiries for either side. Now, the cons are that clients are a lot harder to close, mainly because you're obviously asking for something up front, whether it's a monthly contract, which might be $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month, whatever that may be. You are obviously asking somebody that doesn't know you, who you are, what you do exactly, to send you money. So they are a lot harder to close. The competition is a lot harder as well. So if you can imagine, there's going to be a lot more people actually pitching to companies for work, and churn rate as well. Now, churn rate I'm actually going to underline. Over the years, I've spoke to a lot of SEO agency owners, and they all seem to have this problem, and that is churn rate. Now, if you're not able to actually deliver results monthly, because they are at the end of the day paying you per month $2,000 to $3,000. If you're not delivering actual results month for month, they will switch you off and you will essentially lose that client. So when I was saying that there's less hassle with rank and rent clients will never leave you. However, just remember the pros and cons to each dynamic. So obviously there's certain pros that are cons for SEOs and there's certain pros that are cons for rank and rents as well. So just bear that in mind. I personally like more of the rank and rent route because I don't want to be speaking to clients every single month. It's just not my thing. I'm busier doing other stuff, and they know that if I was to throw up a website, it might take 2 or 3 months before they actually get an inquiry from that brand new website. So my rank and rent clients actually just fully understand the process and they get it. Whereas SEO agency owners, they always have this issue with business owners because business owners just want everything fast. They've paid you, where's the inquiries? So there's obviously pros and cons to both. Decide which one you're going to go down, and we're going to go into step number 2. So step number 2 is actually finding these clients to essentially reach out to, and there are multiple ways that I have used over the years, and I'm going to show you both of them. All I've done here is I've just searched lawyers Edinburgh. Again, you can pick any location, you can pick any industry, and this will work. Now what we want to focus on is these guys here. Now these guys obviously run ads, so PPC. The business owners that run ads, they understand that digital marketing is important. So if you were to essentially pitch them a rank and rent website or an SEO website, they won't be completely against the idea because basically they understand the power of digital marketing. They understand that Google doesn't sleep and they need to be seen by more people to generate more inquiries for their business. These 4 would essentially go to our prospecting list where we would potentially send emails out to them. Now, this would be a very, very easy process. You could essentially contact them by going to the contact form, or you could essentially find their email and essentially reach out to them via email. And I'm going to show you that how I would go about that later on. Now, this is strategy number 1 of actually prospecting clients, just by going through people that are essentially running PPC and reaching out to them. Another strategy that you could do is look at people that are on page 2 of Google, because those guys essentially will want some form of SEO service. You could essentially say to them, hey, you're ranking in position 16 in Google for lawyers in Edinburgh. Let's do something about that. I understand SEO. I can help you guys rank position 1. And you can then just do some projections and say, like, right now you're getting, let's say, 3 clicks a month, but if you were ranking position 1, you could be getting 100 clicks a month, something along those lines, and you can essentially schedule a call with them that way. So the last strategy is that we are going to go to Yell and we're going to search for lawyers, and we're going to again search for them in Edinburgh. Click on search. So these companies here, so Bliss Advocate and Homeward Legal Limited. These guys have paid a premium to essentially be displayed as a sponsored business in these 2 sections. Now, there's a lot of these on Yell, and very quickly, if you were to actually contact the business owners and say, hey, I can see that you're sponsored premium on Yell. How many inquiries have you had over the past 2-3 years that you've been doing this? They won't be able to track it, and very quickly you can pick apart holes in their marketing strategy, and you will essentially be able to close them for an SEO or a rank and rent website. Very, very easy to do. So again, what I would be looking to do is you could either phone them, or you could essentially just contact these guys and essentially pitch them for SEO or rank and rent. So these are the templates that I would use, and they are very, very simple. They're nothing complicated. We're not offering a free audit, nothing like that. Mainly because everyone has seen the free audit. Hello dear, I have reviewed your website and you have got seen things wrong. It's just, everyone's seen that. As a business owner, I've seen it, everyone's seen it. So for the rank and rent email template, or if you're even just going to be filling out the contact form, this is what we're using. Hi, I'm wondering if you are looking to handle more inquiries. I have a website that is generating inquiries for X, so that could be plumbing, law, etc., and I need someone to handle them. Thanks, Kazra. Very, very, very simple. You're not wasting anyone's time as a business owner. The last thing you want to be doing right now is sending out massive emails that nobody is going to read. We're just going to keep this short and sweet, very, very to the point, and if they are interested, they're going to reply. If they're not, they're just not going to reply. So this is the SEO template. Hi, I'm wondering if you knew that you are only on page 2 for lawyers in Edinburgh. When when people are searching, I was wondering if you need help with that. Thanks, Kazra. Again, very, very short and sweet. We're not offering them anything at this point. We're just asking a simple question. Now, if you're sending these to a savvy business owner that's looking to grow their business, they're going to reply to these emails, especially the first one. I'm wondering if you're looking to handle more inquiries. I have a website that is generating inquiries for X and I need someone to handle them. Just think of this psychology. If you're looking to grow your business and you get that email, obviously you're going to essentially reply to that, mainly because it's short and sweet and you're not offering some crazy audit that everyone essentially has been doing over the years. Now, again, as I said before, there's two different ways that you can send these emails out. You can use the contact form on their website, or you can essentially send them out manually yourself. There are some tools as well that you can use, and you can see the tracking process of the email. So if somebody actually opens the email, you can have a second email follow-up that says, hey John, I can see that you opened the email, blah blah blah. You can set up your own flow. What I will do is I'll show you a software that does that. This is a tool called Lemlist. It's $50 a month, and you can also set up a 14-day free trial as well. So you can trial out the software before you actually end up buying it. However, the good thing about this is if you are going down this route, let's say you get a list of 25 companies or 50 companies that you want to email out to, you can also, using this tool, find the employees at that company on LinkedIn. You can reach out to them via LinkedIn as well and also send them an email. So there's a couple more touch points that you can essentially do to find these SEO clients or these rank and rent clients as well. So the good thing about this tool is you can obviously track everything from a campaign as well. So you can essentially be looking at the amount of people you've emailed, the open rate, the reply rate, meetings booked, and obviously revenue generated for yourself as well. Now the good thing about this is that you can essentially start split testing subject lines, different emails. Now again, I've just given you two very simple email templates. You might want to change these email templates to essentially tailor more towards dentists if you're going to go after dentists or lawyers. Now with this tool, it will obviously show you the stats of every single email template that you send out. So let's say you go and send out 50 emails with template number 1, it will tell you the open rate for template number 1 as opposed to template number 2, which you might have a video in there, for example. And the open rate for template number 2 might be a little bit higher, so you can essentially start split testing your different emails. Now that's been my video on how I was able to generate my first $10,000 online using this exact same strategy. As I mentioned before, the most important thing about this strategy is actually taking action. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, this isn't a get rich scheme. You're not going to be able to flick a switch and start generating $10,000 online. You are going to need to take action on all of these steps. You're going to obviously need to pick which one you want to go down, the rank and rent or the SEO agency. You're going to need to send these emails. It's not going to be easy, but if you actually do take action, you will be able to generate a lot of cash very, very, very quickly. If you want help generating more traffic to your website, make sure to check out kazra-.com. The link is in the description down below. Fill out the form and you can get a 15-minute strategy call with myself, and I will go over everything that you are currently missing on your website.